Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is another episode of Sky Factory 4. Behind me, you might notice that there's a little cacti creeping up. It's because I took the timer off of the smeltery just to have some fun, and I put it over here next to the snad. And yeah, I put it on, 5 ticks, I think? 10 ticks. You can always turn it off as well. So that you don't have it keep on pulsing all the time when you're like not online or something. But yeah, I mean, it's been a few days since I've actually played. I had some other stuff going on and was enjoying some time out. Went to a concert and stuff like that. It was kind of nice, actually. I got a day off, but there were some problems on the server, and it's not the people on the server at all. It's because you use the tools that you're given on there, right? But there are some problems that sometimes crop up with all sorts of mods, and there are some mods that can help you identify these as well as other stuff. So I'm not going to lecture people about that, but I am going to say, if you can, try and remember to shut your stuff off. It doesn't always work, though. For instance, did you know that hopping bonsai pots respond to redstone? That's right. This is a hopping bonsai pot. So if I break this, it will continue to harvest and then replant itself. It might take a second. Actually, I just realized, I think, yeah, is that redstone going through the block? There we go. Yep. Okay. So, as you can see, if I put that up there, it will automatically stop it once it gets full grown. It will still do an entire cycle, but this isn't actually going to change anything. It doesn't mean that just because something is off, that it's not potentially going to create lag on some kind of server. And there's actually a decent amount of people on here. Not at the moment. Actually, there are 3 other people besides myself, as you can see. But, I mean, we have anywhere from 10 to 20 people on here at one point the other day. And it was a bit chaotic because of how much area was actually loaded. Each person having their own sphere, and each person loading about like 40 chunks, something like that. At least I can't remember what the normal amount is. Plus you have all these bonsai pots. Now, to give you an example of the kind of stuff that we're talking about here, and this is some of the problems that people might run into if they run into server play or even in single player, some of the issues that they might experience with why things start slowing down or they lose frame rate and stuff. I installed at the request of some of the server admins that are running here, and I can't say that I blame them whatsoever. Probably should have done it from the start. Lag goggles. And lag goggles, like I said before, because I did a bit by bit on it, it is not the end-all be-all. It will not tell you everything. It will only tell you some things. And of those some things, it will give you a good idea of some of the issues you might be having. So in this case, I have it set up here. Scroll while hovering over the button to change the time. You can profile this. This means that it will actually actively take a look at what's going on the server for however long you have it set here. By default, it's 30 seconds. By scrolling my mouse wheel, I can reduce it, I can set it for 15 seconds and so on. And then you just click this. It will count down while it's looking at the server. And you have an option of choosing everything in the world or things that are just affecting your FPS. So this can really be helpful even in a single player circumstance. And yes, you can just add it to your own mod pack. Often if you're running on a server, you have to have it on the server in order for that to work as well as your own. But in a single player world, you can add this to most any pack and you should be fine. But I've already run this, so I'm going to show latest scan results. And you can see that there are some varying results here. And just because something's red doesn't mean that it's absolutely horrid. If it was, if you look here, green is basically single digits. Yellow is just getting into double digits, and kind of reddish is getting like a 20 or above, per se. That doesn't mean that that's absolutely terrible. But if you multiply this kind of result by 10 to 20 other people that have like all these things going on, then you start getting a bit of a problem build up. And you notice that some of these are barely creating any issue at all. Probably because they've got plenty of space left in here, they're not having any problems, or just the way that they were created ended up being a little bit better coded, for all I know. I mean, I'm not entirely sure on that one. This one over here is running low on space, but still has space for some of the other things. Whereas some of the other ones, like this really red one over here, is completely compacted full, except for flint, which is an extremely rare drop setup from this. So I also have my iron one over there, which if you notice, it's red. Well, I did this scan previously while this was paused. So just by it existing, it's causing lag. And by taking a whole bunch of stuff out of the chest, yes, it gives off less of a redstone comparator signal. But that doesn't mean that it's going to actually do any better, per se. I keep saying per se. But you get the idea that sometimes it doesn't tell you everything that is perfectly broken or working, but it will give you some ideas of things that might be causing lag or issues in your area. So if you have things going on, be sure to check it out. And if you want to check out that stuff, you can see Analyze Results. It tells you all sorts of crazy stuff in here. And see here, the cyclic packagers. This is something that actually was kind of crippling our server. Everybody was using packagers to compress things, basically taking a whole bunch of these different things here, sort of like how I've got set up here. But instead, let's go down to this one. Packager will take a whole bunch of items, compress it into blocks of redstone. Therefore, you're getting all the redstone that you ever wanted. It's great, right? Automatically. So you're rewarded for automation. But when everybody's got that at their base, and each one is doing 2,000 plus micro, I don't know, I'm just going to say lags per tick, then it can create a lot of problem on a server. So therefore, it's a little bit difficult. And sometimes you have to identify these things just so that the people can still play on the server. And we've got a great community here at the Mischief because people have really been coordinating to try and reduce their lag imprint on the server and try and like work with the challenges that they've been getting with trying to reduce these kinds of issues. Now this one here, obviously 31. This is a double chest that is absolutely chock-a-block full, 100%. It's terrible. If I remove some of the contents in here, this drops down to about half this. So just by filling the chest that it's on, it will automatically create a laggy item. So if you have bonsai pots that are filling things that are full, that's not good. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to be reduced or improved or something like that by putting in like a void upgrade or something. Bye, Al. We'll see you later. And I was I don't even know if I have, no, I don't have cheat mode on or anything like that. I was in an admin mode earlier. I teleported around a little bit. So if you see some of that in my chat history, that's part of the administrative responsibilities that I have going on there. And it's sadly, because I had to pick up something at another person's base, a weirding gadget at one point, because it was keeping a large area of lag stuff loaded. I picked it up. And by doing so, I got the achievement. So, whoops on me. I got the achieve for that one by accident. But hey, I'll have to make one at some point anyway. So, let's hide this again. Bring up this. Hide the latest scan results. So what I'm going to try and do is set this up to be a little bit more comprehensive. What I'm thinking, because my first thought was, well, I can set these so that when it's giving off enough of a signal on some kind of storage option that it's hooked up to, that it will give off a comparator redstone signal and it will automatically shut the trees off, which would be great, right? But it still gives half the micro lag reading. And I was like, oh, just by these existing, that's a problem. But I don't know, maybe it will vary depending upon how we hook this thing up. So I'm going to try not to hook these things up onto a storage. I'm going to try hooking them up to connectors at some point. It's a bit disappointing with how that's going to go, but I was thinking I would hook them all up into connectors, have them all being fed into drawers, and then or cabinets rather, not drawers. Do I have those on me? I don't. Actually, here, let's just open this up and do cabinets. Yes, these. I was going to have them hooked up to cabinets, and each cabinet having one folder in it. Try going with that. Another way of helping distribute heavy loads is don't have everything you have in one area. Try to spread it out. It's strange how Minecraft works like that, but the more spread out you have, the less lag you'll have in one area. So if you're wandering around in a small base, hold on. Did not see that I had a zombie sneak in. Okay, I was trying to type back to tell Ash here, but instead let's get rid of that one. Okay, so now let me try typing back. There we go. I was just going to explore a bit outward when I get there. My thoughts for today are to try and start getting this set up. I was originally going to have like a really compact, small area with all this stuff in it, but I don't know that that's the best idea. I'm kind of thinking maybe if I space these out a little bit, it might help somewhat. Now, yes, it will mean that I will require more resources and stuff, but I'm going to try to be for lack of a better term, economical with my my lag footprint. I feel like I'm talking about carbon footprints with like real life here. With Minecraft, it's lag footprint, but I'm going to try and reduce that. Gosh, that thing is going crazy here. I did turn that off, right? Yeah, it's off. And the SNAD will double the speed of regular sand growing items that's on it, at least in general. So that's kind of a thing. Oh, and that reminds me. Since I just had an invader come in, it's time for me to upgrade some of my tools, weapons and stuff, so that they can better be of use to me. Let's go to the part builder. Put some cactus in here. We're going to go with the sword blade. No, the wide guard. There we go. And that should help increase that as well as the blade itself. And then we can go with the handle of the shield, of the shield. It's just a stone battle sign, but it should work. And then I can put this in here, upgrade that. That now I can just block things and they'll probably die. In fact, I probably need to do the shield as well. Let's do that. That works better. And now I can upgrade that completely. Change that handle out for something like bone so that it does more damage. You guys know that I do this every playthrough. I mean, that's just how it is. It just works really good. Why fix it if it ain't broke? So let's take these out, put this in, tool rod. I wasted a cactus, but no big deal. Put this on. There we go. And then I can put this in with a new blade and hilt. Cactus broadsword. Going to be doing a little bit better now. I can just deposit these other things. So I have some file folders as well. I have some materials in there. I'm going to need some more food as well. Okay, so this base area, yeah, I don't think I'm going to really go for that. I'm not too crazy about it. In fact, I'm kind of thinking I'm still going to go out here in like this big open area, but I am thinking what I'm going to do is kind of flatten this out a bit. I will grab a whole bunch of the dirt that I have, maybe fill this entire area here. Maybe not too much, because that's a bit crazy going all the way over there. But fill this in flat, and then maybe do another flat area here so that I have something to work with to start. So, I've got 6 stacks plus 44. That's not bad. So I'm just going to empty my hands and take this. Okay, I forgot. Sneaking does not take. Okay, there we go. I now have them. I'll be back in a little bit. In the meantime, enjoy while I'm gone anything that you might be working on, because I'm going to be building a whole bunch of stuff. Unless there's wands in here. There's no building wands without getting into astral sorcery, so I'll be back once I've filled in a bit of this area. Alright, so that pretty much should do for a decent, flat area to work with. I might end up needing some of this space here, which just about all these chests are filled with resources. And look at how much wood there is. Oh, so much. I really don't need the wood or the sticks as much. I mean, if I needed to, I could just have one hopping bonsai supply me with that instead of all of them. I mean, look how ridiculous this is. This is just so I can get some donuts. This, just so I can get a little bit of slime. This one here, I don't even need the iron berries really, but it does make really pretty wood. Ooh, here we go. We're talking mineral berries now, which I might be able to use some of those for some stuff. Wait, what is the use for those in this case besides integrated dynamics, torches, glowstone saplings? That's what it was. Still, I know that a bunch of integrated dynamics connections, wiring and stuff like that is another lag problem. There's so many things that I need to worry about at this point, but I'm going to try and keep my head as best I can, and I'm going to experiment as I go and find out what is going to work and what is going to not work, because there's going to be plenty that doesn't work. All right. And that's just so that I can minimize my impact. If I can keep things below like 20 lag per tick or whatever that is, then I will try and do so. At least that's the goal per item that I place down, which means that all these, I want to keep them at least in orange at the most in orange if possible. So that's a lot of stuff. And this thing, they don't go through the glass or anything like that. They just stop short, and it does not keep on breaking itself or anything like it normally would for some reason. I don't know why. You'd think that it would. But anyway, filing cabinets. Let's see about connectors with that. I know that I have some stuff over here. So if I mess around with this, let's find out. Filing cabinet. Oh, I've got light spots I've got spots that zombies can spawn down here. This isn't good. We need to take care of that really quickly. There we go. That's better. In fact, I need that torch. I don't have many. So I've got the cables already set here, and I don't think I have many connectors. Storage link cables. Yes, I do. So if I take that, plus a hopping bonsai, we'll grab some mulch. I thought I had some. Yes, I do. Some mulch. I'll grab an iron sapling. That'll work. Sure. Let's try just putting this down here and see what happens if I do this. And then I have mulch in there, and I put the sapling in place. So let's see. I want to clear that. Take out the iron acorns, the iron resin. Let's actually look up iron anything. And that should do. And then we should see something pop in there. Once that's done, I would assume at least. You never know what you might get out of that. Oh, yep, there we go. So those things would just go straight into the system. Which, that's a thing. I mean, essentially, I believe that they just show up in here. Because this is the only storage that's connected to it. Wait a minute, I don't see iron in here. I mean, I realize I took the stuff out of it in my inventory, but there's no iron in there. So what else is this hooked up to? I thought I only had it hooked up to that inventory. Is it storing in some weird storage network? Nothing in there. So where is this iron acorn then? That's a curious thing. Iron. We'll just double click and see what shows up, if anything. Yeah, there's no iron acorns in here. Okay, people. Where did it go? If it's not there. In fact, I'm going to put these here just so there's no confusion. That's not there. It didn't go into any other connections. I've only got this connected to that one item. Is it keeping it in some kind of secret internal storage? I don't see anything here. That is just the controller, storage network master, storage link cable 2, storage request table 1, controller 1, connectable 16. Yeah, we're getting more iron acorns. What the heck? I mean, I see the iron amber that I've got in here. Is this allowing me to infinitely store stuff all of a sudden? So what happens if I disconnect this then? Let's try that. Okay, so now it's just this and this. It's storing stuff somehow. I didn't think it could store stuff unless it's being stored in the hopping bonsai itself. Does the hopping bonsai have its own? Well, if I break this, I know it drops the tree, the mulch, and the pot, right? Now it's got a stick and some logs. It's got 3 iron acorns. How is this being stored? The storage, let's break the other stuff first, right? Okay, I did not get any more items there. I'm not getting any of these items. Okay, so if I click on here, there's nothing in it. Okay, so if I reconnect these, and I put the storage link cable there, can I click up that? No, I can't click up there. I have to go back up top. Then if I click here, they're all back again. So it's being stored in the bonsai pot then. Okay, which has... Oh, wait, I need to use something that chops wood with that, which doesn't have any of that stuff in there. And it's all gone. Okay, that is crazy. So it stores it as long as it's connected. And how did I just fall through that? I don't know, but I did. So now if I place these down, I wonder if this stuff like repopulates itself. This sounds like a bug that I need to report all of a sudden. Let's put down the pot again, the mulch. Nothing's changed there. All right, let's clear that. And then if I put down the sapling, and then it all has to repopulate. So those items were lost. They were never technically there. That is definitely some kind of glitch that needs to be reported. But that definitely helps me identify one problem. Come here. But that's not what I want to do. I wanted to try and put filing cabinets on these things. So I'm going to experiment with this in my little base that I've got here. But we're going to do it in a little bit easier of an access area. I need storage cables to start with. And I've got plenty in here. Storage cables. Oh, and you guys gave me plenty of useful tips on the shipping container. Thank you for that. I understand now. I just need to hook up. I can put the all those crates into one, and then I can hook that up to a system like this, and then I can access stuff. So that's definitely good to know. Thank you very much for that. Made things a lot simpler. Let's put a torch down here for good measure. And I don't want to hook this into my main connection right now. I want stuff to be visible. So let's do 1, 2, and then I'm going to have another one. Oop, why is that way down there? That's weird. There we go, right here. And then I can put filing cabinets on all 3 of these, or at least this is what I'm going to try and do. No guarantees that it's going to work. Come on, just want a torch up. There we go. And a torch over here. Let's put down some filing cabinets. Okay. And each one of these has nothing in it. But it does have the option to put file folders, which I believe if I click one, I think I need to put something in it, like some of those results that I was getting, like iron acorns and resin. What was some of the wood? Do I have wood in here? I've got oak wood. I've got sticks, and I think I've got a single sapling, but that's going to be 3 of those. I don't know that I have any more of these. What are they? Storage link cable. So let's empty those out. Storage link cable. We can make this like so. There we are. Now I can have a few more. This way I can test some of these. 3, 4, 5, because I think this has potential to drop how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So that's 6 different items. And that's 5 there, 6. Okay, so if I put these down, plus those going into them. Now here's what I'm curious about is if, well, actually those all connect. I didn't even realize that. I probably don't need all this connection down here. I just need to connect to one of them. Whoops, that was one too many. And yes, it's nighttime, but I think, yeah, it's Tilash and Maham, one of the new patrons. But I think that should work because they all connect together now. But if I have a bonsai coming off the end here, like so, and then I just wanted to have it separate for my own visual reasons. You probably don't need to have it separate at all. I just wanted to have one space of cable in here. In fact, I need to be able to get up here. Let's put down that torch that I just broke. Climb over again, and I can put down hopping bonsai on top of this one. Now, I'm not actually going to put the tree in there yet. We're going to put the mulch in. I want to tell these each what they're supposed to carry. And I want to have multiple hopping bonsai, in fact. So let's have this with that filing folder with iron sapling. I can get more of these, not to worry. So we're going to do one of these with oak wood. I'm going to keep these over here. And I think that you can have multiple things in a folder, but I just want one. And I'll show you why in a minute because of my experimentation that I'm doing. So let's take another one. This. I'm going to do this for each of these ingredients for the iron sapling drops. So we've got the stick, iron resin, oak wood, sapling. I am going to need more than that though. There's a little bit more. So let me go find those. I'll be right back once I get all the ingredients done. All right, so I've got one of each of the drops that an oak sapling can potentially deposit. In fact, I think I don't have any more storage link cables, do I? No, I don't think I do. Let's make a few more of these, shall we? Jump in on this recipe, make some more, because I want to have another pot of something else over here. See what happens when this all goes in. Feasibly, I don't have any other storage going on. This can be a bit confusing because, like I was saying before, it appears that it keeps a ghost inventory in the bonsai pot itself if it doesn't go in here. But we shall find out. So let's deposit a bunch of these things. All right, iron leaves. Let's open up the... Oops, let's open up the drawer first. Put that in there. Close that. Then this one here. And yes, like I said, I realized that I can put these... I can put multiples in one, but I just want one in each. And let's try this, because I'm experimenting right now. Put these all in each here. Close this, close this. So now, if I do this, and I look, if I deposit iron resin, does it go in? Close that. I've got a bunch of stuff. Oh, that's right, because each one has one currently in the folder. So then I should be able to like whitelist, blacklist each one of these things. So that could be interesting as well. Let's find out what happens. Because with this having a folder in it of iron acorns, I wonder, it should stay that way? Those are the 6 different items, and I've got a couple extra sticks in there for no reason. Put a couple of extra acorns in. Okay, and that should be in here. This has 3 iron acorns in it. Okay. Good to know. See, this is me learning the filing cabinet mod right now. So if I put this sapling on there, it's going to start growing. And in fact, what I'm going to do is get another sapling and another one of these here. Let's grab something a bit more crazy, like a redstone sapling. I'm going to grab this, because then I know what those ones are going to look like. And it shouldn't actually fill up anything short of the bonsai pot itself. Oh, every time. Okay, this was a mistake, building all this down here. All right, so now I'm going to try and put hopping bonsai pot here. Can I? There we go. A bit of mulch, as before. And then the redstone sapling I'm not going to put in yet. How are we doing? This is just filling stuff up. Great. Okay, so I've noticed a little bit of inconsistency. The iron acorns, at one point, they went up, like you just saw there, and then not long after, they went back down. I think that there's some kind of loss going on in here, but still, if you look, let's take out the 8 iron acorns. Let's open this up, and now we have 0 iron acorns, but it is identified as iron acorns, so that's a good thing. Now, the idea I have here is that if I hook up something like a redstone sapling, that should start making extra stuff. It isn't going to go anywhere just yet, but the oak wood logs and sticks should increase in the other folder, therefore taking all the sticks and logs from all the other trees into one spot. Stick went up, but then so did the iron acorn leaves, or iron acorns rather. There we go. So there, we're getting the ghost stuff, but we have 5 acorns, 5 sticks. I can pick those up. I can take these. I can't put it back in, though. Wait, what? What? That's so weird. I could take this, but I can't put it back in because there's no place to store it. Okay, so there's a little bit of a glitch with that. But if I have enough of these filing cabinets going on, hooked up with these, then that might mean that they don't create as much lag. So let's do a profile here and see how this works. I'm going to put it for 15 seconds, and then we're going to do a world scan, and I'll be back in a few seconds. Okay, so I am back, and now instead of hitting Analyze Results, we're just going to escape. And then we can see, of course, there's all the different entities underground that I've got because I haven't lit up everything down there. I've got all those, but this looks really promising. This means that these are currently just filling things up considerably with less impact, at least that's what it would look like if I put down a fresh one as well, right? And you can see the redstone acorns and stuff. They're not going anywhere, so it doesn't even have a spot it can go, and it's doing a low impact. So I'm thinking this might be a good way of processing this. Now, if I were to combine several file folders or several items in a file folder like this, you know, or putting several different kinds of file folders in there, I don't want to take that back out. Let's take this one here. I think I can put multiples in here. Let's sneak right click. Yeah, I don't want that. So I'm going to put them in different ones so that I don't have all sorts of stuff compacted into one small space. Instead, I'm going to have it distributed in a larger area, and this should help. And look, see this here? This isn't even doing anything, the squeezer. It's just sitting there. It's a problem in itself. Only if you spam it, though. This is very minuscule with the amount that it'll affect. But then again, if you have 20 bases and each person has 20 of these, then of course you're going to have a really big problem. But we don't have that going on. So let's escape out of this. Actually, let me turn this back on, hide the results. There we go. And if you want to find this, you just go into your controls. And if you've installed lag goggles and you scroll down until you find... what is it? L for lag goggles, and then you can change, there it is, your UI. I think it's default set up for insert, but I already had something else working on that, so I just put it on divide. But yeah, and I think that this is a good experimental setup. This is something that I think I'm going to work with. I have enough filing cabinets, I think. If not, then I guess I can make more. It's just a bunch of iron bars around some kind of chest. So what happens if I break this while it's got a filing cabinet in it? Doesn't tell me if this is what is used to break it. So I have it. 1 iron leaves. Oh, so it keeps that information. Wait a second. Hold on a second. So let's iron resin. Okay, because it said 1 iron leaves a moment ago. Let's actually cut these off. Cut. I will wait for that to grow up and then I'll cut it. No, that's not going to work. All right, fine. Gimme. Take both of those. So now what's it saying? That looks more like it. So we've got 8 iron acorns. Iron acorns I know are in here. So let's break this and see what happens if it retains that inventory. 8 iron acorns. It does. So that's a really compact way of carrying things as well. That's pretty neat. I like that. All right, so I'm going to grab all this. I'm going to start putting some kind of setup over in that clear space that I just created. Break up a bunch of these. I'm going to need a lot of connectors. Oof, a lot of connectors. And then we'll see how it goes from there. In fact, I might even move this entire system because right now it's not doing anything any good. And in fact, I can't even get these. Oh, I can pull them out. I can't sneak click to take them out. So I've got these phantom items that I wasn't supposed to get. Nice. All right, well, I'll take all this stuff and I will start setting it up elsewhere.